Story number 3 of the women in the Bible. We started off with Eve up here, then we have the metaphorical fall down to Sarah down here at Malkhut. And the next of the stories, and they're chronological, so it's beautifully placed in the Bible. The next of the stories is Rebekah here at Yesod, the foundation. And Yesod is all about where you should be in the tribe, the correct placing in the tribe. And it's also about choices, because all the stories in the Bible are about the choices we make or don't make. In Rebekah's case, she was the wife of Isaac, who was the son of Abraham and Sarah. And Abraham, when he was very old, sent his servant, we think he was called Eliezer, but it's not said in the Bible. Eliezer went out to find the right wife for Isaac. And Abraham said, I want you to find somebody from my tribe. God has said that it would be a wife from my tribe. So go out and find her, and if she's willing, bring her back. So we've gone a little higher from Sarah, who didn't have very many choices, to the idea that Rebekah would have a choice in whether she came into this story. And Eliezer goes out to a well and he says, God, bring me the correct woman and she will be kind, she will offer water to me and my camels. So up comes Rebekah, and she is a kind woman. She draws water and offers it to the stranger and to his camels. And he says to her, I have a proposition to make to your family. And they go back and they discuss whether or not Rebekah would be the correct wife for Isaac. And Rebekah is asked, do you want to go? And she says, yes, I do. So it's very important. That is the offer of choice. And Rebekah goes to become the wife of Isaac, and I rather like the way it's put. It says, and he married her and he loved her. Because in an arranged marriage, you're not going to have the love to start with, but it was lovely that they did love each other. Now you will notice with the stories of the matriarchs down at the bottom of the tree that it's all about the kids. And Rebekah doesn't have a child for a very long time, as Sarah didn't. And she asks her husband to intercede with God with her, for her, to say, please, may I have a child? Well, Isaac does, and she gets pregnant. But she's pregnant with twins, and they're fighting inside her uterus. And she says to God, what's going on here? Why are these two kids fighting inside me? And God tells her clearly that they will be warriors against each other. They will fight for their position. And he also tells her that everything will turn out right, and the right one of them will be the heir. But Rebekah gives birth, and she gives birth to Esau and then to Jacob. So Esau is the heir literally because he's the firstborn and he's the one that will get the birthright. But Esau is a very primitive animal man. He's a hunter. He's a very successful hunter, but he doesn't care about anything other than that, whereas Jacob is a natural-born priest and leader. And Rebekah wants Jacob to be the one who gets the birthright. Now here we're coming back to the idea of trust. She was told by God that everything would work out perfectly, but she doesn't trust it. And Esau really isn't that interested in being the father of a tribe. He's more interested in what he's got to eat and drink and his hunting, and he's interested in marrying the woman he wants to marry rather than the woman he should marry. That's always a moot point around here with Yesod, the idea of marrying within the tribe, marrying within the idea of what people would want you to be. But Esau doesn't want to do that. And he actually sells his birthright to Jacob. He comes home from the hunt one day and he's really, really hungry, and Jacob is cooking. I think he might have been a bit of a mummy's boy, but don't tell anyone I said that. And Esau says, give me some of that food, I'm starving. And Jacob, who's also a bit of a tricky, wily one, says, you can have some food if you sell me your birthright. And Esau goes, fine, you can have my birthright, just give me the food. So it's all working out, so you can see that it's going to be Jacob who succeeds. But then Isaac, who in his old age becomes blind, says to Rebekah, bring me Esau when he's come back from the hunt, and I'm going to give him my official blessing as head of the tribe. Pass on the birthright completely. And Rebekah, instead of going, you can do that if you like, but that's not what God wants to happen, goes to Jacob and says, Esau's out, let's disguise you as Esau, so you can go in and deceive your father and get the birthright. And Jacob does this, and he gets his karma later when he marries Rachel and Leah. So the Bible's very good at showing how choice equals consequence, choice, consequence. And Jacob goes in, gets his father's blessing, and becomes the leader of the tribe because he's had his father's blessing. Esau comes home and is mad as hell. And what happens in this is that Jacob has to leave because Esau threatens to kill him, and Isaac is upset about all of it. So what has been a rather happy family life is completely destroyed again by the lack of trust, and at the Yesodic level, the ego level, the need to control the situation. I can't trust God to get this right, so I'm going to do it.